Your brain is lying to you right now. Every memory you think you have, it's fake. Not fake like it didn't happen, but fake like your brain is literally making it up fresh every single time you remember it. I was genuinely shocked when I found this out. Like the embarrassing thing from 2019 that just randomly played in your head this morning, your brain didn't play it back, it rebuilt it from scratch. Like a director reshooting the same scene over and over, changing tiny details each time without telling you. And honestly, that changes everything about why you can't stop replaying the past. So let's talk about that, because I know you do it. You're in the shower, or you're driving, or you're literally just trying to fall asleep, and boom, your brain goes, "Hey, remember that thing you said at that dinner party 4 years ago? Let's watch that again." And you're just lying there like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Here's the thing though, and this is what nobody tells you. Your brain isn't doing it to you, it's doing it for you. And once you actually understand what's going on up there, you're going to stop seeing this as a flaw and start seeing it as something honestly kind of incredible. Neuroscientist Elizabeth Loftus spent like her entire career studying memory, and what she found is wild. Your brain doesn't store memories like a hard drive. There's no little folder somewhere labeled Cringe Moments 2019 that it just opens and plays. Every single time you remember something, your brain is actively reconstructing it, rebuilding it from whatever pieces it still has, which means the memory is slightly different every time you recall it. I know, crazy, right? So when your brain keeps replaying something, especially something that hurt, it's not just being dramatic, it's literally searching. It's going back through the footage because it thinks it missed something. That argument you've replayed 100 times, your brain isn't punishing you, it's editing. It's asking, is there an angle I haven't seen yet? Is there a piece of this I still don't understand? That's not you being stuck, that's your brain doing its job. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but this still feels like torture, so what's the point? Fair, and honestly, psychology had the same reaction for years. They called it rumination, and for the longest time, researchers were like, just stop, distract yourself, think about something else. But then a study in psychological science came along and flipped the whole conversation, because they found that people who replayed events with the actual intention of understanding them, not just spiraling but genuinely reflecting, those people showed more emotional resilience and more personal growth over time than the people who avoided the memories entirely. Let that sink in for a second. The people who let themselves sit with it, who asked real questions about it, came out stronger, not the avoiders. Think about a time you had a rough conversation with someone you care about. Words landed wrong, you left feeling unsettled, and for a few days your brain just kept drifting back to it. On the surface, it feels like you're torturing yourself, but what's actually happening? Your brain is running a values check. Did I act like the person I want to be? What do I actually feel about this? What would I do differently? That's not obsession, that's your conscience doing maintenance work, and it matters. Here's the part that genuinely blew my mind though. When you replay emotional memories, you're not just processing the past, you're literally training for the future. Psychology has a name for it, mental time travel. And it's one of the things that makes us different from pretty much every other species. Your brain uses old experiences as a simulation library. So when it replays something painful, it's basically running a practice round. It's asking, if this happens again, what do I do? What do I know now that I didn't know then? How do I protect myself? How do I show up better? The part of you that keeps replaying the hard stuff, that's the part of you that refuses to be blindsided the same way twice. That's not weakness, that's honestly kind of brilliant. But look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that every replay feels productive, because some of them don't. Some of them happen at 2 a.m. for absolutely no reason with zero resolution, and you just lie there staring at the ceiling like a ghost haunting your own bedroom. We've all been there. I've been there more times than I'd like to admit. So here's what's actually going on in those moments from a brain science perspective. When you experience something emotionally intense, your amygdala, that's the brain's alarm system, it basically stamps that memory with a big red flag. It says, this one matters. Don't forget this one. And so your brain keeps surfacing it, more often, more vividly. That's why you can forget what you ate for lunch on a random Wednesday, but you can remember in crystal clear detail the exact moment someone said something that broke your heart. Your brain isn't malfunctioning, it's just taking the important stuff seriously. It's giving more airtime to the things that actually meant something to you. Now, here's a small shift that genuinely helps when the replay won't quit. Stop asking, why did this happen to me? Start asking, what is this trying to show me? The first question is a spiral. It just goes down and down and down. The second one, that's a door. It turns the whole thing from a courtroom into a classroom. Try it once, just once. See what happens. Okay, so here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Your brain isn't just replaying the past to process it. It's replaying the past to build you, like literally construct who you are. Psychology shows that autobiographical memory, the collection of stories you carry about your own life, that's one of the main ways your brain builds a sense of self. The memories you keep coming back to aren't random. They're the ones that feel defining. The loss that rewired your priorities, the failure that quietly sharpened your ambition, the moment you were truly seen by someone or desperately needed to be. When your brain replays those moments, it's not wallowing, it's writing your story. And here's what I think is genuinely the most freeing part of all this. The meaning you give a memory is not locked in. Research in narrative therapy shows that people who actively reinterpret their hard experiences, who find the growth in them, the lesson, sometimes even the dark humor, those people report way higher levels of well-being than people who just let the original pain be the whole story. You've been through hard things, and the part of your brain that keeps going back to them isn't trying to drag you down, it's asking you to help it figure out what those things mean. That's a collaboration, and you get to show up for it. Last thing, and honestly, this might be the most important thing I say in this whole video. The difference between people who get swallowed by memory replay and people who move through it more gently, it's not that one group replays less, it's that one group is kinder to themselves while it's happening. Dr. Kristen Neff, she's one of the top researchers on self-compassion in the world, she found that people who could sit with painful memories with warmth instead of judgment were dramatically better at actually processing them. They didn't skip the replay, they just turned down the cruelty while it was running. And what that looks like in real life is so simple it almost sounds too easy. Instead of watching your own memory with that harsh inner voice going, "You were so stupid, why did you do that, what is wrong with you?" You try to watch it like someone who loves you would. Someone who says, "That was genuinely really hard, and you did the best you could with what you had." That's it. That doesn't erase anything, it doesn't pretend the pain wasn't real, but over time, it turns the replay from something that chips away at you into something that actually quietly builds you back up. So here's where we land. Your brain isn't broken when it keeps going back, it's not weak, it's not stuck, it's not punishing you, it's reconstructing, simulating, processing, building your identity, and trying to write a version of your story that makes sense. The memories that won't leave you alone aren't your enemies, they're proof that you care deeply about people, about outcomes, about who you are. And the most powerful thing you can walk away with today isn't a technique or a hack, it's just permission. Permission to stop fighting your own mind, to trust that the replay has a purpose even on the nights when you can't see it, to be a little softer with yourself in those 2 a.m. moments. You're still here, you're still reflecting, you haven't given up on yourself. That matters more than you know. If this hit something for you, if something in here made you see yourself even a little differently, then this channel was made for you. We don't diagnose people here, we don't judge, we just try to understand what's actually going on inside the most complicated thing in the known universe, which is you. Subscribe, come back, because there's so much more worth figuring out together.